It is stunning to me that this Nevada governor, a Democrat named Sisolak, would literally ban the use of this product. And of course, furthermore, do you know that there was a gentleman who made the unfortunate decision to ingest fish tank cleaner because it had on the side of the label something about chloroquine? He drank fish tank cleaner, he and his wife. He died. She's critically ill. And they were like, well, it said chloroquine. My goodness, that's like drinking bleach because, you think that bleach might be a disinfectant. Obviously, this has to be prescribed by doctors who believe that it could be useful in saving your life. I'm looking for somebody other, maybe my friend is right. Maybe Mark Davis in Dallas is right. Chloroquine has become a touchstone. If you don't like Trump, you don't want chloroquine to work. And then what scares me is the territory you might get into. You honestly don't care if people are sick and dying as long as it hurts Trump? You make it a Trump issue? My goodness. Rada, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show, 23 minutes before the hour here in the ReliefFactor.com studios. Hey, Rada, how are you?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. And just to clarify, I'm a physician in Tampa, and I went through some of the things which has been advertised. Nevada, what actually happening throughout the country is the physicians are writing to themselves the chloroquine and also to their family members. So they banned the doctors for using it for themselves, holding the medicine, rather than giving to the other patients who needed it. So that was the underlying problems with some of them, like Nevada governor banning the doctors for prescribing for themselves and to their family and holding the medicine. That was the intention. And also,
well, that's not. But doctor, that isn't what happened, though. That isn't the end result. He banned the use. He didn't ban the use specifically for doctors' self-prescription. He has banned the use of the drugs chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine to treat patients of coronavirus. He said there was, and the governor said there's no consent. I'm reading here from the New York Post, the Washington Examiner, Associated Press. There was no consensus among experts or Nevada doctors that the drugs are effective. His order also limits a prescription of the medicines which are already being used to treat lupus, arthritis, to a 30-day supply. I get that. But there is a ban on the prescribing of this drug, doctor, to patients, not to doctors.
Exactly. That's I was in Nigeria as a medical director. I used the chloroquine for 1.5 years. So I had my own experience. I called CDC, and we have a lot of things, good thing about it. And I think the people are not being expected to be so powerful in treating these viruses. And also, when you have the viruses, the secondary infection comes in. That's why the combination of azithromycin or Z-Pak.
The Z-Pak and the exactly.
It's called
Well, I think we're all getting an education in a way that we never expected on things like hydroxychloroquine and Z-Pak and all kinds of stuff. But listen, we're in a fight here to save lives. We're in a fight for the American people. It's twofold right now. The most important thing, primarily, we have to fight for Americans' health and safety and wellness. And of course, with this stimulus package, $2 trillion. And listen, you can nitpick away at it. You can go through who gets raises, who doesn't. That's fine. There'll be time for debate. What I don't think there's any time for are people who are having a hard time figuring out how they're going to pay the bills, how they're going to pay their grocery bills, how they're going to pay the rent. And listen, going back to the testing, let's go to Dr. Deborah Birx, who's heading up the coronavirus response. She has been appearing, sometimes multiple times a day at the White House. Here's cut number 9, talking about testing, because we keep hearing South Korea is in a pretty good place. Relatively speaking, we should be like South Korea. She makes that comparison. Cut 9 here from Fox News and Grabian.
I just want to speak to the Americans for just a second, though. We have to ensure that we still are testing, even though probably by today, we will have done more tests than South Korea did in 8 weeks, in the last eight days. In the last 8 days, we've done more testing than South Korea. But we did that because we transformed the testing process, as the president spoke to.
Here we go, 20 minutes before the hour. Let's, I mean, honest to goodness, every day I think I cannot be stunned by something that's occurring. I can't get over how generous you've been with our Food for the Poor campaign. Can I ask you a favor? We are consumed with coronavirus in America. All of us are living our lives probably dramatically differently from the way we were just a few weeks ago. It's unnerving to walk into a store and see a lot of empty shelves, items that are just not there. But of course, that's a way of life every day in some of the poorest of the poor communities in the world. Some of the worst malnutrition in the Western Hemisphere, places like Guatemala. We have less than a week left in our Food for the Poor spring campaign, rushing food, fresh, clean drinking water to starving, hungry children, their families. The favor that I'm asking for you, at your home, probably a lot of time on the internet, a lot of time in front of the TV, watch a video on my website, MikeOnline.com. And guys, I don't know if we moved it up. Lance, can you take care of that and make sure that our Food for the Poor video is toward the top of the page? We're kind of doing this on the fly. But I want you to watch a video on my website, MikeOnline.com, that'll show you the actual children and families that you would be helping. Go to MikeOnline.com to see this short video through our partnership with our Food for the Poor friends, a Christian relief ministry that is doing God's work. Just $27 a month would bless a family with food for an entire year and water for life. You'll literally save lives. Go to MikeOnline.com. It feels good to do some God's work right now, and a lot of you have stepped up. Whatever you can afford, go to MikeOnline.com, click on Feed Starving Families at the top of the page, or call 844-860-HOPE, 844-860-4673, and please, please give generously. Gene, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show. Welcome. Hi, Gene.
Hey there, Mike. This first-time caller, long-time listener. I'm just calling to talk to you about that, I mean, if I can use this word, the goofy governor of Nevada. Well, what was his reasoning for banning that medication in the first place?
His reasoning was, and I'm telling you, the timing is shortly after President Trump touted the hopefulness of this drug, Democrat Governor Steve Sisolak issued an executive order banning the use of this anti-malaria drug in order to treat COVID-19 patients, saying there was no consensus among experts or Nevada doctors that the drugs would be effective.
So basically, he's the only governor that's wanting to ban this thing?
Yeah, as far as I know, yes, of course.
Good. Because here in Delaware, our governor is all for it. He says, bring it in, do it, and if it works, fine. If it don't, we'll figure out why it doesn't work.
What could possibly be, honest to goodness, Gene, what is your theory that could drive this Nevada governor to make this kind of a decision? Could it actually be Trump hatred that would drive him to make that kind of a call?
Probably yes, but I don't know why he would say that kind of thing, because every other governor in the country wants to see this work.
Well, I'm just stunned, Gene, that a governor would be in the business at all. A governor would be in the business of making healthcare decisions for patients. I'm going to go on a limb here. Call me crazy. I think that ought to be left up to doctors.